Too bad he didn't come about, 5 minutes earlier. I just finished an amazing song. Too bad. Well, nonetheless, boom! 1 year anniversary! Episode 52, ladies and gentlemen, of the Pearson Podcast. Boom! If you're ever wondering what episode it is, take a gander at that. 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. 1 year. I've been doing this thing. The first of many, I will say. First of many. Right off the bat, I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. Hope everything's going good in your life. So, man, 1 year. Before we get into any of the thick of it, I'm not going to pose. I actually don't know how to use this. And yes, I got it just because of Kill Bill. But yeah, I do want to eventually learn how to do this. But you guys don't care about that. What we are going to be talking about today, let me just run through what we're talking about today. First of all, SpongeBob shirt my little brother got me. Yeah, little brother got me for Christmas. Okay, so 1 year anniversary. This is what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. So right off the bat, I have a cameo from the famous Josiah King at the end of this podcast. I'll put timestamps as always in the description and on the bottom of the timeline, so you can skip to whatever if you want to talk about that. So this is going up today, the 3rd, but the official 1 year date is tomorrow, the 4th. But nonetheless, it's uploading Monday, today. So, going to talk about the year switch. Going to talk about, I got a gift from Gary V and Jeong Media. Going to talk about me opening my Patreon. Going to be talking about what I have learned in these 52 weeks, 52 episodes, blah, 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 of doing the podcast. And I don't have anything written down for it. It's going to be improv. I haven't thought about it really, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be talking about what my New Year's resolutions are, even though they're not actual New Year's resolutions. They're things that I'm going to be working on. I don't know. I just feel like when you say a New Year's resolution, you're just setting it up to fail. So I'm not calling that. I'm just saying things I want to work on from now on. I'm going to be talking about that. Going to be talking about my VeVe NFT haul. Spoiler alert, it was a good haul. Made some good money. And I'm going to be talking about my current standing on that. Going to be talking about things that I'm saving money. I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I want. Going to be talking about the snowstorm because it's got even crazier. It's now done. It's been raining for the past couple of days, and there's not as much snow, not nearly as much. What you can expect from me this year, and maybe some stuff in between that. So, sit back, grab a brew, grab whatever you want to do, whatever you want to indulge in, and let's get right into it. So, as I said, me and Josiah had a really good conversation, and that'll be at the end of this video, not in a different video. It's at the end of this video if you want to look at it. Josiah's one of my best friends. He's the friend I've known the longest, and I think it's 14, 15 years now. Crazy. So this whole year thing, it's crazy how when, I literally felt like I just got used to 2021. Writing it down and realizing it's 2021 just now. And now it's 2022 already. It's it's so weird. It literally takes me months to get used to okay, it's a new year, writing it down. It's like, it's so weird. I don't know. Do you guys feel that as well? I don't know. I don't really appreciate and really like realize what year it is until it's already the next year. Yeah. So, talking about the gift from Gary V and Jeong Media. It was mainly from Jeong Media. Now he gave me this book, Gary V's book. It's on entrepreneurship and things along those lines. Gary V is an incredibly motivational person to me. Some people don't like him. I personally do. I'm not saying I like every single thing he does, but he has helped me with a lot of things, and I can't wait to read this book. I haven't even started it yet. I'm actually backlogged on all of the books that I want to read, just because I'm not a big fan of reading, but the benefit's so huge, and with books that I actually want to read, with a book that I don't want to read, like in school or whatever, it's nothing. You can't even get me to do anything. But with a book that I actually like, I don't not like reading. It's difficult for me because I have dyslexia. It's difficult for me to read something and understand it. I have to read the sentence and 2, 3, 4 times and go back like, wait, what did I even just read? Blah blah blah. So I am so excited to read this. Just to read you the chapters. There's 12 and a half chapters, hence the name, 12 and a half. Just to give you an idea of what this is about. Gratitude, self-awareness, accountability, optimism, empathy, kindness, tenacity, curiosity, patience, conviction, humility, ambition, and then the half. Now, those are all just things that you should live by. Doesn't matter if you want to be an entrepreneur or anything. Those are just good things. So I'm really excited about that. And let's see, how many pages are in here? Yeah, it was only like 200 pages. That is awesome. He also kind of struggled through school, so got a little bit of a connection there. So yeah, thank you so much to Jeong Media on Twitter. Oh yeah, how I got it. A lot of people are giving away these books, a lot of really rich crypto guys, and they're just saying, first people to DM me or click on this link or whatever, say one kind thing you did. This is what I did, or this is what he did. He said, say one kind thing you did and leave your address, whatever, and sent it to me free of charge. Didn't have to pay for shipping or anything. Absolutely huge. Couldn't be more appreciative. Jeong Media, Joung Media, and the book is by Gary Vaynerchuk. So, right off the bat, I have started my Patreon. Now, if you don't know what Patreon is, it is a website where if there is if there's a creator of some sort that you enjoy, you can go on there and give them basically money. It's like a monthly. I don't even know exactly how much it works, but basically, I will put it in the description, and that is the absolute #1 way you can support me, because as you know, if you've watched this podcast, you know my relationship with money, and that is the absolute biggest way you can support me. I am going to be adding benefits to the people that are Patreon me. I just need to figure out what the benefits are going to be. I know for sure you can ask me a question on there, and I'll talk about it on the next podcast or whatnot. So that's you ask me whatever. I mean, you know me, I am an open book. You guys can ask me anything. And I'm actually going to be getting into that a little bit more when I talk about what you can expect from me in this podcast in this coming year. So that is the absolute number one way you can support me. I'm thinking about adding, their names at the beginning of the video, or thanking them verbally each time I start the podcast. If that's what they want, some people want to be private or whatnot, but yeah, if you enjoy this podcast and have a little bit of extra cash that you want to support me with, that would be absolutely beyond appreciative, because what that does, what you are doing, is you are directly supporting me and making it to where I can make more videos, better quality videos, and travel and do the travel videos. That's going to be the biggest portion of it, because I live bare bone. I do not buy coffees. I do not go out to fast food. I do not have frivolous subscriptions. The only subscription I have, in fact, is Apple Music, which I may cancel, but the main one that I cannot cancel is Adobe. Adobe is $60 or $70 a month, and that is annoying. Well, and of course my phone bill. But yeah, the whatever. So I live bare bones. When you're supporting me, that goes directly to me living life and doing my dream. It's not, you're not paying for my coffee. You're not paying for, whatever, me buying shoes or something. You're directly going into the videos, directly, and I couldn't be more appreciative. But that being said, if you cannot be a Patreon, that is completely fine, beyond fine. You just watching my videos is so huge, because I'd still do the podcast if no one was watching it, honestly, but that it makes me feel so good. I can't even explain how good it makes me feel just knowing people are watching and hopefully enjoying it. Right now, it's basically, I think, probably, I haven't got a comment I have not gotten one comment from someone that's not my friend or family, I don't think, on my podcast videos. So please, I'm just saying, if you are watching this and you are not one of my friends or family, please leave a comment on this video. I would really appreciate it. Say whatever. Say baloney, ballsack, whatever. It would make me feel super good knowing someone's watching this. Or maybe just friends or family are watching this right now, and in that case, how you doing? But nonetheless, I appreciate every single person that watches. I really do. It is absolutely monumental to me. I really do. So yeah, Patreon is in the description, and I will be adding benefits, like maybe I'll have you on a podcast if you want, or like I said, answering your questions or something. But yeah, so what has this podcast taught me, or what have I learned from doing these podcasts? Now, I didn't write down anything for this, so this is all completely off the dome, could be complete nonsense, and honestly, I still don't have anything. Now, one thing I will say for sure is I'm a lot more, I can express myself a lot clearer. I'm an introvert, ladies and gentlemen. There's always a little bit of back and forth. Like, you know, I'm not like fully an introvert. I've got some extrovert tendencies or whatever, but mainly introvert. I like staying by myself. I like being by myself. I'm completely fine. You know, at my previous job at the dishwasher, at the hospital, I didn't say practically a single word. You know, I'll say good morning to people. I'll say goodbye to people, but I'm not the type of person that'll just bring up a conversation, and talk about something because of awkward silence or whatever. Like, it's kind of like in Pulp Fiction, you know, like, you've got a good relationship with someone when you can just share a silence and not have it be awkward. I think that's so huge, because some people, they need to be talking, and they need to be with someone, and come to think of it, this podcast, because I'm listening to a podcast a lot. Like, I probably listen to 3-hour-long podcasts a day. And, you know, I'll just be walking around doing whatever with my Bluetooth headphones with a podcast in my ear. It makes daily activities so much better. Working out, chores, whatever. And so maybe that act, because I know it helps me. I mean, hugely makes my life so much better. But it must be even bigger for extroverts, or people that always want to be talking with someone, because they always have a conversation. Even when they're alone, they can feel like they're in a room with someone or talking or something. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, probably the biggest thing I have learned from this is just being able to communicate better, being able to talk clearer, more coherently, getting my point across. And another thing is just saying my issues out loud, you know, as opposed to always internalizing it and thinking, you know, you never really. It's almost like if you've ever been to therapy, or if you've ever just talked to someone about something that's bothering you, just saying it is hugely beneficial. And a lot of the time I'll be saying something, and then as I'm saying it, I'm like, well, wait, if this had been done, if you made me, you know what I mean? Like, it calculates as you say it, and it doesn't calculate if you just have it in your head. But as soon as you verbalize it, then your brain thinks of it in a different way almost. I think that's a very special thing. So, I'm trying to think. I mean, I definitely learned how to streamline the podcast better, because before I was doing it with, you know, my computer or my DSLR not hooked to my camera, and my mic facing the other way, and my laptop open. If you saw episode 1, I was a mess. I was talking like this and this, and you know, it's just like, it's crazy to think how far I've come in, you know, a year. Next year, hopefully it's, you know, hopefully I keep exponentially growing, but, it is so streamlined now. Like, I really do feel like I'm almost at, and not peak streamline, but if you guys don't know, I have a DSLR that's recording this. It's hooked to my computer. It's on a battery hooked to the outlet, so it'll never run out of battery. It's hooked to my computer. I can see the viewer, you know, whatever, like what my camera's seeing right here on my second monitor, as well as my notes. And my microphone is synced up to my computer as well. So the microphone it's already synced to the video. That was a huge thing. Syncing video to audio is super annoying. And then that was as far as the recording. That was just the recording done. Now, thumbnails. I've gotten pretty good at thumbnails. I basically just, what I try and remember to do is at the end of the podcast, do like a thumbnail face or whatever, so I can screenshot that. But if I don't do that, I just skim through, see a funny looking face, whatever. I'm good at Photoshop already, so I boom through that, do the thumbnail, boom. Another thing was the timestamps was a hassle because I just filmed this whole episode. I don't want to have to listen to the thing again. But what I do is I listen to it at 2 times speed, skip on through, do the timestamps, and I don't know, quick. And then the last thing was the clips, Pearson Podcast clips. And that's a little bit more hard to explain, but take my word for it. I have streamlined it. And yeah, I feel really good about it. I feel really, really good about it. I'm so glad that I finally did the clips. I think that is going to be huge for the actual growth of the podcast, because a lot of people they don't have time to sit through this whole hour or whatever podcast and to some knucklehead that they see, and they see 1,000 podcasts started new every day. So I think the clips, saying this 7-minute video and then a title directly to what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, people are much more likely to dedicate 7 minutes as opposed to a couple hours. So, yeah, makes sense. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's about what I learned. I mean, or at least what I can think about on the spot. So here's the thing. This year, I really want to start putting the pedal to the metal. Like, legitimately. Putting the pedal to the metal, content-wise. I hate saying the word content because it's like content creator, blah, blah, blah. But videos, putting out so many videos, putting out travel videos, putting out podcasts, high-quality podcasts, guaranteed to be at least an hour. You know what I mean? Like, just hammering out content. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is what I want to do. I want to make videos. I want to make short films. I want to make podcasts. Travel videos, I mean. Well, videos in general, travel videos, vlogs, and what I just said. Like, all on this channel, I'm not going anywhere. Even if I become homeless, ladies and gentlemen, I will record the podcast on my phone, go to McDonald's, and use the McDonald's Wi-Fi to upload. Okay? I will. I'll find a way. I will find a way. It's gonna suck, and I definitely don't want to go homeless, but I will find a way. I'm telling you, this is what I want to do for the rest of... Sorry, I need to stop drinking seltzers before I do the podcast. It's just not a good idea. Yeah. Sorry about that. This is what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen. Not going anywhere. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Seriously. Alright? So, yeah. That's about it. I'm just letting you guys know. This year, I really... Because I am a stressed out, anxious person, and having the anxiety and stress of possibly going homeless or possibly not, being able to ever financially support myself or blah blah blah, and it's very hard on my mental capacity. That's why I want to work so hard in my years now, so I don't have to work hard in the future. I'll still, because right now, yeah, this is work. It takes effort, Sorry. it takes effort, you know? Like, as opposed to watching the video. You can just sit back and relax. It takes effort sitting up here and talking and, you know, having myself out there, but I'm not saying there's a difference between work and effort. You know, I don't know actually if there's a difference. Whatever. I think you guys know what I'm saying though. Moving on. So, the VeVe NFT haul. What I got for NFTs this year or this week. So I got the Deadpool. It was a uncommon Deadpool for, shoot, I forgot what it was, 30 or 40. I sold it for 70 because and I'm going to run through these, you know, in case you guys don't understand. Got the Coca-Cola Snow Globe common, number 1814, for 30 bones. And I could sell it for 180 right now, but I'm going to save it because I feel like that's going to be a big one in the future. I got a common Christmas USPS stamp for $6, and I'm going to save that as well. Now, the jewel this week that I got, or you know, the quick flip jewel that I got for this week is I got the Groot. Now, if you know VeVe, you're like, Groot, that one sucks. And you're right. Basically, Groot, if you guys don't know, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's what it's from. He's like some stick tree looking character, and it's Christmas themed. So one, it's not a very popular character. Two, he's Christmas themed. So it's like, come on, it's only really, you know, going to be relevant around the Christmas season. So, and I was awake. They happen at 8 a.m. Where I live, 12 noon on the East Coast, but 8 a.m. where I live. So, I apologize. So, I'm sitting there like 7:50, and like, I'm not going for this Groot. It's just like, I know it's like $40 for this Groot. You know that and there's so many high editions, or so high. I think there was like 60,000 editions or something like that. And for comparison, the Christmas stamp, I think there was like less than 20,000. I think there was like 15,000 or something. So this one, the Groot, 60,000. Okay. So I'm like, I'm not going for this. $7.59, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, $7.59. I'll just open it really quick. I probably won't even make it in time. I guess I might go for it. I open it up, click on the page, 2, 1, 0. I'm like, click it. I clicked buy out of FOMO, fear of missing out. I get it because there's 60,000 editions, so I'm like, of course I'm probably gonna get it. I get the blind boxes almost every time, but. So I'm like, as soon as I got it, I'm like, why did I just do that? And then I'm like, you know, the day went on. I'm like, I'm looking at the prices, and it's like $30 for the commons. I'm like, okay, well, I already lost money if I got a common. Spoiler alert, or, you know, long story short, I get not only the most rare Groot, but I get a 3-digit serial number. I get like 257 or something. So they're going for like 100 gems, the most rare ones. And I list it for 300, and it sells within 15 minutes. Boom. $40, $300. Boom, baby. That's how it's done. So, my current standing is I have around 900 gems and about a little bit more than $2,000 worth of collectibles. And I mean, this is only 2,000 now, and you know, a couple of years it's gonna easily 10x for sure. And this is the amount of money, my personal dollars, I have put in. I got around $3,000 worth of NFTs, and let that be clear. I'm gonna keep the majority of it in because it'll gain a lot of value. Even though I could use the money right now for sure, the money it'll be worth a lot more in the next couple of years. So I'm gonna save that. So the amount of money I have put in of my cold hard cash, $140, $140 to more than 3,000. Isn't that crazy? Crypto and NFTs, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, even the crypto I have on Coinbase, I mean, it's just, it's mind-blowing how that stuff is working. So, speaking of money, these are the things that I am saving for in life. Travel. And saving for this year, ideally, but in the future, whenever it happens. Travel, as in Thailand or wherever. And also I want to go to Thailand by myself. And also me and my mom have a trip to New Zealand that we're going to go on at some point. So I'm really excited about that. That'll be awesome. So traveling, gonna save for that. I need a travel camera. The one I'm looking at is gonna be about $750, including the camera and all the gear that I need, which isn't too bad for how good of a camera it is. It's called the Sony ZV-1, I believe. Okay. So, travel, camera, and last thing that I want is laser eye surgery. Now, you may think, I mean, there are a couple ways you're probably thinking of this. One is, yeah, that's perfectly understandable. You have glasses, you want to be able to see without the glasses. But other people might say, well, you've got glasses, they're so cheap, you just buy another one, or whatever. And it's not like I think they don't look good or whatever. I think they look fine. If anything, they're hiding this mug, you know what I mean? And making my face look less like a potato, but yeah, I do not mind wearing glasses at all. But, and it's a big but, huge but, one might say fat, P-H-A-T, is looking through life through glasses is different than looking through life without. Looking through life with glasses makes me feel like, sorry, hold on a sec. Looking through life with glasses makes me feel like I'm looking through life through a video, and I'm not even kidding. It makes me feel like I'm not actually there. But when I take it off, I'm there, baby. I'm there. There's nothing obstructing my outsides aren't blurred. Like, I have blurry vision, so I can't see very well right now, but I can see close up. But I can see the space for what it is, and as opposed to this, it's like, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, it is an amazing technology to be able to see when my eyes, without anything, can't see. So there's one thing. So that's one aspect of feeling like I'm living less of a life, almost just having glasses. And another one is I don't like relying on anything. I don't like relying on any sort of thing. That's why I'm very hesitant about drinking too much coffee, because if you guys don't know, if you drink so much coffee and then stop one day, you get like these crazy bad migraines. that scares me, or having, an addiction of any kind, any sort of, if I didn't have this, then I wouldn't be okay. If I didn't have my glasses, say I'm traveling or whatever, and my glasses break, yeah, you bring a spare. What if I lose a spare? Or what if I don't want to have this thing in order to be able to see. You know what I mean? And laser eye surgery, that is such an amazing technology that humans have made. I can't even, it's amazing. I can't even imagine being able to see just like well without glasses. It is very weird. But the thing is, it's gonna be like $3,000 to get it. So I don't know if I'll be able to afford that anytime soon, sadly. Contacts, screw contacts, man. Contacts blow. In my opinion. Tried it. I hate contacts. Having something in your eye all the time? No. I don't get down with that. But yeah, it's like looking through life through a window, literally. I don't know if other people that wear glasses feel like that. If you wear glasses, let me know, because it's an interesting feeling, Like it's not like, crazy noticeable at all times, but when you're seeing a beautiful view, or something, it just feels like you're watching a video of it, as opposed to truly looking at it with your own eyes. It's a very weird thing. So moving on, and this kind of plays into what I was just saying about not being able to afford it, is I hate how this world is basically ran on money. Like, I get it. I get it. You need some sort of currency, but I feel like it should just be service-based, or trade, or something. But it's like, I just hate how much life would be easier with money. You wouldn't have to stress. You could just live your life stress-free and travel and experience the world. Money rules the world, and there are so many things that I could get to have a happy life if it were just for this thing called moolah. It's crazy. It's like, this podcast is like, I talk about money almost every single episode, at least once. I talk about money and me struggling with money and the stressfulness of everything. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's I don't know, it's just something to think about. I need to sit and think deeply about the concept of money, because there's got to be something, some deeper thing there. But nonetheless, let's move on. So at the thick of the snow, if you guys don't know, in the last podcast, I was talking about a snowstorm we were in. I measured the snow a foot deep, and that's compact. So it's probably about 16 to 19 inches of snow we've gotten. And the roads were covered. There's still snow out there, But like I said, it's been raining for the past couple of days, and it's crazy. I feel it was supposed to. It's literally been in like the single digits for a lot of the couple of. Oh great! It's supposed to snow again today. Oh Lord! It's supposed to snow again today. God. I was checking what temperature it was right now. Yeah, it's 38 right now. So that is like, heck yeah, it's warm. You know, because it's been in like the single digits or a very, very small teen temperatures for this past week or so. And it's been crazy. Like the roads literally look like Antarctica. It's just, there's no road. It's just ice and really compact snow. And I live in a place where, you know, maybe we'll get a little bit of snow, like a few inches a year. And the roads, you know, there'll be like lines where you can see the pavement where people have driven or whatever. But you couldn't see the road. And the sidewalks were feet deep of snow. So people were all walking on the road. It's crazy. This has been the most snow I think we've seen since we've moved in this house, crazily enough. I've never seen the roads like that. That's the biggest thing about this, I think, that makes it so weird, is I've never seen the roads like this, where it's just been snow, just white. Literally, it feels like we're in Antarctica or, you know, the North Pole or something. And it's crazy. It started on Christmas. Such a weird thing. No snow, then boom, white Christmas. It was cool, but at a certain time, it got a little annoying because we couldn't leave anywhere. Luckily, on Christmas Eve, me and my mom went out and got a bunch of food for this week because, you know, there were plenty of warnings. They were like, there's gonna be a lot of snow. Actually, what they said was, there's probably going to be 1 to 4 inches of snow after Christmas. I'm like, yeah, 19 inches later. And like a week covered. It was crazy. But we're all good now. Well, apparently, I don't know, it's supposed to be snowing today, so. So, this is what you can expect this year. From me. You can call them New Year's resolutions, call them whatever you want. These are just things that I want to work on this year. And I go into a little bit of depth into it with Josiah, which is going to be the next segment. So, right off the bat, something that I want to do soon is How My Grandpa Is So Healthy Part 3, which is the finale. We've been holding off on that just because I've been dealing with personal issues and honestly, I've just forgot, just because life is just moving so quick. But excuse me, I think this is going to be the most exciting episode, and both of those are actually my most viewed podcasts. I think the part 2 is like a few thousand views. It's crazy. So gonna be doing part 3, the finale with my grandpa, and I'm gonna have him on, you know, more times, but that's just going to be the How My Grandpa Is So Healthy videos, where it's just dedicated mainly to his health, which is, I mean, you know, he knows a lot about that, but he is an unbelievably, he's had one heck of a life, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got things to say, wisdom, and just dedicating it to the healthiness it's good, but there's so much else we can talk about. So I'm going to be having him on, you know, tons more times. And I want to have my grandma on for sure, if she wants to. I want to have whoever wants to be on in my life. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be talking about deeper topics in the podcast. You may think, how can you get more deep? Oh, I can get more deep. But the only thing is I need to balance it, because there are things that I don't really care if my parents know, but I don't want my little brothers to know about, because it might influence them in some sort of way, and they don't even watch my podcast, but say I name the podcast, first time I tried heroin or something like that. No, I'm just kidding. I've never done that. But, something like that. They'll see the title and be like, ooh, you know what I mean? Never done heroin. So deeper topics in the podcast, with short films. I want to do at least one short film a year. Hopefully 2. Me and Josiah have 2 partially written. One's a banger. One's a test, just something to, dip our toes in, because we haven't done a short film in a while. It's still going to be good. But one's a banger. One's going to be like a whew, you know what I mean? So hopefully if all goes right, then we'll have both of those this year. But my goal is to have at least one, because I love doing short films. Sorry. Okay. So, hopefully the trip to Thailand. Hopefully I can make it happen. My plan is to go August. I'll have to check what the weather is like in August, because they said that August is the cheapest time to go anywhere, and I'm wondering why that is. Even though it's not going to be like that much cheaper, I just, I'm all about saving. So, we talk about, I want to do some camping with Josiah and Dallas if he wants to come. So we talk about that in the Josiah section. Wait, and you'll see that section. We talk about some really good stuff. The last thing I'm going to be talking about in this section is the fitness transformation. I want to eat healthy. I want to fix my back. I'm thinking about, I'm seeing my doctor next week, and I'm going to be talking to him about possibly getting physical therapy for my back, just because I have to start literally rock bottom to just activate those muscles again. So it's just so difficult to do on my own. So I'm going to start doing that. I like going on walks, and I want to start weightlifting, because right now I can't weightlift, because if I do, my back hurts for the next week. So going to be doing that. Let's hope that by the end, by the 2-year anniversary, I'll be shredded, or at least not have back pain. I can't even tell you how much it affects me, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you're a Patreon, you will be paying for my copay on physical therapy as well. I have really good insurance through my mom, so I have to pay, I don't pay a lot, but even a little bit is a lot to me right now. So this is going to be the last thing I talk about until we get into Josiah section. I hope you enjoyed this little section. Reminder, my Patreon is in the description. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little section. On to the Josiah section. And we're back to the Josiah section of the episode. If you skip to this portion, I highly recommend you listen to what I just said in that hour or so. There's some good stuff in there, even though I haven't recorded it yet. But I am with one of my very best friends, and my longest friend. That always sounds weird. My longest friend, my friend I've known for the longest amount of time. Josiah King, ladies and gentlemen. Hold the applause. Yes, I know. You've heard him from, yes, he's huge. Beamer Empire, Josiah King composing. Look, how do I get these guests? I'm grandfathered in. He only did this because, we have known him for so long and things along those lines. But yeah, thank you for doing this. I really do appreciate it. You were on episode 6 of the podcast, believe it or not.
6. Dang. Was that the last time?
No, you've been on, I think, two or three times, and obviously the Meat Locker podcast, which I'm sure a lot of people watching this probably don't even know what it is, but it's a podcast that me, you, and our other friend Dallas tried doing, and we got the episode. What was it, like 15 or something like that?
Dang, really that far?
I don't know. It could have been more. I don't know.
I mean, if it got that far, I'm shocked. For some reason, in my mind, I could think it only got to like 14,
14, episode 14.
14.
I just looked at it. Yeah, not bad. But yeah, it's just everybody was everybody was so ding dong busy. But
yeah, I wish it could work out, but I'm glad it happened. It was fun.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing that can't be revived in the future or something like that when it's all the right time for us.
Exactly. Maybe when all of our paths are where we want to be, we can do that, or not redo it, but go back to it.
Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't, happened for a reason. So yeah, I've known Josiah for it always is more than 10 years. It's always so weird when I calculate this, because whenever we calculated, we're older, so we met each other in 8th grade, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
8th grade science class.
Yeah, crazy. It was science, or was there like some weird like
there was a picture on the wall.
Yeah.
Einstein and an apple or something.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was like called some weird. It doesn't matter. But
it's a weird name, I think, like science support or something.
Right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, we were always in reading support, science support. Like, it's so embarrassing.
We're probably in.
Yeah, the only thing we weren't in is special ed, but I bet we were pretty close.
Yeah, we were almost there, I think.
Like literally, yeah, probably you probably were learning more in special ed than what we were learning.
Probably. I mean, they would have helped us more, I think.
Yeah,
could have been more one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this before, and I don't know if this is something to brag about or what, but it really tells you something about the school system, not us. But me and Josiah oftentimes are like, name one thing you learned from school, and we literally can't think of a single thing.
I'd have to take a minute to think about it. I'm trying right, and I mean, obviously there's things that we learned, but for some reason I just can't think of what they were.
Yeah, like you can't.
Like when you're in the lower grades, I think it's very important to learn how to read and to speak and to spell.
Yeah. See, that's when you get
to go ahead.
Well, that's exactly right. Like, there are things that you need to learn: how to read, how to write, how to talk, how to do like basic math, and kind of know how things work. But once you get into geometry and algebra and chemistry, like in chemistry, I forgot if we had that together, but we were learning about like how much poison it takes to kill an infant, how much poison it takes to kill a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. I'm like, what? Like, what are we doing here? Did you learn about that?
I don't remember. Probably.
It's just ridiculous, like filling our brains. And we could have been spending that time, learning about whatever we wanted to do in our career, starting a business, anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, they should have classes about like having your own business and all that, because it's pretty. I didn't know it was it's such a big thing out of school. It's people having their own business.
Yeah, especially now. I feel like the whole like entrepreneur like thing is kind of hot right now, which is kind of cringe because it's a lot of people just entrepreneur, you know, like not having a plan. Or so how do you want to make all that money? I don't know, man. All I know is I'm not doing a 9 to 5. That's all I know. I'm going to be a millionaire. All right. And have no idea.
I actually have a question for you, because this came to my mind. Have you ever heard of something called, oh my gosh, why I just had it in my mind.
Entrepreneur.
It's like those pyramid schemes. Have you ever heard of a pyramid scheme?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like, what's it called? Amway. It's called Amway. Have you ever heard of Amway?
No.
It's this really big thing that people do where they try and be your friend because that's what they want you to do with the company. And they try and be your friend. They'll take you out to dinner or ask you to come over for dinner. And they'll like hang out with you all night, be super cool. And then at the very end, they're like, so what are you thinking about doing with your life? And then you can just be like, okay, I know where this is going. So, and then they try and like doing this some like business thing where you're going to make millions of dollars within a few years. You're going to retire.
Wow. I feel like that happens in LA a lot.
Probably.
Yeah.
Somebody at my work a couple of weeks ago tried to do that to me. He's like, have you ever thought about having your own business? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, this way I'm going to retire in a year. Like I'm going to be a millionaire in a year. And I'm like, so how does it work? He's like, well, everybody here, they have my drinks that I supply for them. And I don't know.
Jeez, that's crazy. That's crazy that actually happened to you.
It's like, a big thing.
You'd think that, I mean, you know, as a businessman, how many times you get a heck of a lot more no's than you do get yeses, you know?
Oh.
So if you're going to have to go through the whole thing of like going out to dinner and this whole thing just to get the probability of you getting a no is super high. Why would you go through all that work just knowing that you're probably going to get a no?
Exactly. And they make you do it to your family and friends. Like that's who your main target is. And so I feel like it ruins relationships because people are going to feel like you're only talking to them to get them to buy something.
Yeah. That's crazy. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, thanks for the meal, but I'm out of here.
Yeah. I'm like, as soon as I heard them say like, so what have you thought about doing with your life? I'm like, just like the Navy or like whenever I was at the gym, not whenever, but sometimes I'd be at the gym and these guys would come up to me and like, just be cool with me. And then they'd bring up like, so have you thought about joining the Marines? I got to go. I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the military, people with the military are they really want you to do the military after they do it. And I totally get it. Like the amount you gain from that, like discipline wise, mental strength and everything. And obviously stories, you're going to have crazy stories traveling the world, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the time, the bad outweighs the good a lot of the time. But I mean, obviously there are people that it works for sure. I mean, and obviously those are the people those are our veterans and the people that are protecting us. I am huge, but yeah, it's some people are a little too pushy on it, and it can be pretty annoying. That's for sure. Because whenever it comes up,
you like doing it, then you like doing it, and that's good for anything. But I want to probably not do anything for the money.
Kind of makes me feel bad when I see the military running commercials, you know, like, dang, you have to run a commercial. Like there's that little of demand for people joining the military nowadays, you know, kind of makes me sad. They have to put a commercial because what I've always thought is, I mean, maybe getting the information out there is good, but I've always thought that the people that want to go in the military are pretty dang certain they want to go. And there's not really, you know, any coercing they need to have to be able to get in. Cause I mean, it sounds good. I still, it's still on the table for me. You know, I think you have until like age 39 to go on, you know, so you don't need to make any crazy decisions.
Right.
But yeah, anytime anybody's trying to overly sell you what.
my dog is just like pulling my pants over here. Like,
yeah, you see like your shirt like tugging down.
But exactly, dude. I mean, like if I thought it was like something I really wanted to do, I would have done it, but not for me. But it's for someone.
Right. Yeah. And we need it. I mean, that's absolutely. I'm so appreciative for how amazing our military is.
Yeah, I'm gonna let my dog out real quick.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, everybody, sorry if you hear some weird glitch when either me or Josiah talk. I don't know if that's just me hearing it sometimes, or if it's in the recording. But I apologize if that's happening.
All right.
So, yesterday was New Year's Day. I have a question for you. Do you have any New Year's resolutions? Even though I hate that because everybody's like,
I do.
Do you have any short-term goals? Anything you want to work on more this year? Lay it on me.
All right. So basically, I had to let the monster back in. Let's see. I'm trying to like. Obviously, there's so many things that I want to change and do better here. I'm trying to like make small goals, like one at a time.
Yeah.
So like one thing, not do one at a time, but like small, like little small ones, not a whole lot. So the first one would be, I want to do the dishes every night. So because I hate dishes pile up. Sometimes I'll leave them like 3 nights, and it's like, oh,
yes, sir.
Like just too much.
Are you the dishes man in your house, or do you guys all just do your own dishes?
Sometimes they will, but for the most part, it's like my thing. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and do them every night. Another thing is, actually, I had a list. I'm gonna try and do my business Beamer Empire. Like last year, the year before, I took like 2 months off, and then last year I took like 4 or 5 days off every now and then, like quite a bit. And so it didn't like I didn't have the best results last year.
Yeah,
but it still had the most likes that I've ever gotten in a year.
Really?
So I was like, well, dang. I mean, last year my goal was to do it and not stop. And because I'm like, well, if I got this much like interactions and everything the year before, imagine this year if I really tried. And then now it's like, well, this year, okay, I'm for sure gonna stick with it every single day. And then by the end of the year, I should see even better results. So
yeah. I honestly, I'll let you continue on with your short-term goals in a sec, but
yeah,
I did the same thing with Pearson Visuals. I really slowed down on that and focused on a bunch of different things. But it's crazy just what a big difference of marketing, not marketing, and on Instagram, your marketing is basically just uploading a lot, using hashtags, and probably the biggest thing about actually getting actual clients is the going through the hashtags and liking hashtags. So, it pops up. And I wasn't doing that. And that basically meant that, so many less clients were coming in. So I don't know. That's one of my goals this year, to really go in with Pearson Visuals, because just trying to go in on that, because it's always so hard to, I don't know, just be with knowing how much you made, how much I made in this whole, ever since I made Pearson Visuals, and how much I have to show for it,
Right. Yeah.
Like, I just want to save as much as I possibly can. And and just go freaking hard, because I'm trying to work as ding dong. And when I say work, this is all work that I enjoy doing. Like you know, I'm sure you like doing the car research and uploading it and everything, talking with your fans and everything. And you have a heck of a lot more fans and interactions than me. So I bet it must be a blast getting all those DMs, looking through your DMs and everything like that. So it's work, but
I
it's
just like
fun.
and like too, like shirts and hoodies. That's good.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You have car parts, stickers, merch, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was going with that, but yeah, going hard on our businesses is good. Anything else?
I'm gonna go too far this year. Another thing is, I was actually gonna do this last year, but I somehow didn't. Maybe I forgot or something, but I started this year. So basically, I saw this thing. I think it was on Instagram or Facebook, and basically, you would take like either 52 or like 104 envelopes, and you write like one on every single envelope. You write 1 through 52, and or like 1 through 104, depending on how much you want to do. And every week you take either 1 or 2 envelopes out, and you put that number, like dollar amount, in the envelope.
So $1, $2, $3.
Yeah, and you can either do it like what I'm going to do is I mix them all up, and so whatever 2 I pull out randomly, that's just how much I'll put in. So I'm going to do 104. So like
that's 2 a week.
Yeah. So like
for
maybe
the year.
Yeah, maybe that week I'll pull out like a $4 and a $50, or like a 14 and a 28 or something, you know. And
how much does that come out to?
Comes out to like 5,500.
Okay, if for the 104.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm confused. So you start the year off right now, and you have 104 envelopes.
Yes.
You have them, it's January 1st or whatever, right, and they're empty, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so twice a week, do you, and so you wrote a number on each of the envelopes? Just one to 104?
Yeah, every envelope has a number on it.
So
up to 104.
So 2 times a week, you're going to randomly grab an envelope?
Yeah, so I'm not going to do it 2 times a week. I'm just going to pull 2 envelopes at once.
Okay, so like, once a week.
Like every Monday, I'll pull 2 envelopes out. And whatever numbers are on those, I'll go to the bank and pull that number out.
Okay. Huh. That's
and
cool.
So by the end of like January 1st, so just, if I follow through with it, just have like $5,000 just in cash.
Right. Yeah.
Do what I want.
That's cool. I've never. Where did you hear about that?
I like saw them post on Instagram or something like last year, and I was going through my photos a few days ago, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do it this year.
Dang, that's a good idea. That's cool.
I mean, you'll just do it, and then it'd be just super cool. Like January, like, oh, I get $5,000.
Yeah.
Go on with it.
Dang, that's awesome. I wish banks made it easier for you to save. You know, like I know there's these apps where it's like each purchase you do rounds up to the nearest dollar and then saves that amount or something. I wish that was just like, you know, made into banks regularly. You know, you could just flip that as an option or something. They would make more money. We would save more money. It's like everybody would win. And yeah, wish they did that. All right. But yeah, so business, that's one of my goals as well. Saving money and the business. So far, saving money is, I'm trying to compare them to my short-term goals as well, ladies and gentlemen. Saving money was one of mine, and going hard on Pearson visuals was one of mine as well. So we're on par. All right.
Okay. Hopefully can keep the dog out for right now. So, but yeah, that's my. I think those are my only goals for right now.
Going hard on the business.
Hmm?
Going hard on the business, doing the dishes, and the saving money. You know, what I will recommend, and let me know if you have any other short-term goals you remember after this, but I recommend maybe, because I have about 4 years of professional dishwashing experience, okay? And Josiah has seen firsthand my job be replaced by 3 people.
Oh, that's right. Oh, God. But it was good that you got out.
Yeah. But I recommend that after you get a dish dirty or whatever you eat, you just clean it right then. Because one, it doesn't have any time to, dry and harden. You just spray it right off and, Bob's your uncle.
I started doing because I've been trying to tell myself to just do that for a long time. And I get, I'm so lazy, but I just get there and I'm like,
yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Why would I just scrub it right there? I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to start doing that like every time though I have to, because just make it so easier.
It's like instant gratification.
Like 5 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the time you don't even have to sanitize it. I know it sounds bad, but it's like, if you have a glass of water or something, spray it out and kind of, make sure you really spray it and it's clean, like you don't need to, I don't know, but.
So what about you? Like, what are all your goals?
I have a little list here. So I want to go into deeper topics into the podcast. Slowly get more and more deep into the depths. It's difficult because I don't want to say anything that I wouldn't want, my little brothers to hear. So that makes it difficult. But I do want to get into the juice. I'm all about being 100% transparent. And there's things where I'm talking about something and it reminds me of a story, but I can't say it because it's too, illegal or something my parents don't know about or something like that. But I'm going to try and get slowly deeper into the depths. I want to do at least 1 short film, hopefully 2. Ideally with you. I think it'd be cool to do 1 short film a year. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Because that's something that I no longer. I've always wanted to. I always said I want to be a movie director, and that still would be great. But I don't see that. I don't see that happening just because there's so much that has to go into it, and that's a whole nother topic for another day. But I still like doing them as fun, and obviously if someone sees, some big producer or something sees a short film we make and they're like, I want to buy the story, or I want to hire you guys to write a deeper story, or just buy the idea or whatever, that's great, obviously. And Josiah, if you guys don't know, Josiah King Composing on YouTube. He makes beautiful music scores and just songs and music. It really is high level. But yeah, he's probably going to be doing the scores for these short films and make them, S tier.
I don't really have goals with that this year. Just to keep doing it like normal, just keep going.
Oh yeah, you've been killing on that.
Yeah. Also, I think another thing that I would like to work on is to enjoy things that aren't necessarily going to bring you like further in your career or like what you want to do with your life.
That's a very good one.
Do you ever feel like you're doing something and you're like, you're not enjoying it because in your head you're like, oh, this isn't going to like benefit me in like my future or like
totally
financial, Do you get like that? Where
I totally
you
know
just
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a big thing is spending more time with family. Like like we're only gonna be young once, and I really want to spend as much time, just with family if they want to watch a movie or something, like even if it's something I'm not dying to do at all, I still want to do it just because it's with them, and it should be the same way with friends and and basically like what you're saying, just take time to relax and decompress, because it definitely does, and I feel like that also will help with the appreciating the journey, as opposed to you're never fulfilled. Okay, finally I got 100 followers. Okay, now I need to get 200, now 1,000, 10,000. Like you never sit back and appreciate and look back at how far you've come, and then all that time was, you didn't even appreciate it because you're just like a train, shoving coal into the engine.
Yeah, you didn't like the process or anything, and because I feel like, words of the wise right here. Life is a process the whole time.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, man.
It's all it is. Process.
I'm trying to. Okay, so deeper topic, short films. I hopefully want to go on a trip to Thailand in August. That's what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to do the fitness as well. Feel like I started this resolution last year as well, and was doing good for a bit, and then fell off, doing good, fell off. But now I finally feel like I'm on track again. At least, I mean, I've lost, I think I've lost over 25 pounds since Halloween, and we're back. Now, I am working on transfer. Oh yeah, so I've lost about 25 pounds since Halloween, and I mean that's cool, but I can't see any difference at all,
Dude, that's how I do. If I lose, like right now, people are like, "Oh, you're not fat." It's like, all right, I have fat. If I lost 20 pounds right now, I wouldn't look any different. But if I lost 30, maybe even 40, no, like 35 pounds, then I notice the difference.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I wish you could just like snap your fingers and see, like, when you're editing a picture, like photo, color correcting it, and you can like see the before and after really quick. I wish you could just do that with your body, like click on it, see the after, and like go be before and after to see the big difference.
I wish you could like just be that body, or the body that you're going to be when you're done with this. Be that for like at least 1 minute, just so you can see if it's going to be worth it.
Like, dude, yeah. Dude, that would motivate so many people, I bet.
1 minute, or even 15 seconds. If you could just like here, like, okay,
literally. This will be worth it. This will be worth, destroying myself for 6 months.
Exactly.
But yeah, so working on the nutrition, working on muscle.
One thing I do want to do, if I want to go camping, like,
yeah,
and I want us to be able.
That's something I forgot about it. Yeah, for sure. I want to make a video on everything I do now, but yeah, I think that's going camping is a really good idea. I'll write that down so I don't forget.
Yeah, we got to go camping, and I want us to go camping a lot, like not just one time.
Dude, I'm down. It's so cheap to do. That's the thing. It's like we have literally in Washington State, we have the most amazing views and forests, and you can camp in a lot of these places for like $6 a night, and in some places free. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a no-brainer. And obviously, camping is so cheap. You know what you buy. You know, I don't know.
Sleeping bag.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like once you already have the stuff, you know, it basically costs nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be like cook our own meals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't care where we camp. I just want to camp. You know?
Yeah, man. That's actually that is a very good idea. You know, are you trying to go camping like me and Dallas go camping, or where we go balls deep, balls to the wall, or do you want to start off maybe? Because we had that one. Remember, we had that one location next to the lake, camper free. You want to go there first? You want to start with like a place with a bathroom and crap?
Honestly, I want to do all of them. Like, I just want to be able to, like, for us to be able to just hang out, camp, cook our own food out there. It doesn't have to be anywhere like crazy. I do want to do both, you know, crazy and just not crazy.
Yeah. I'm just, because I'm totally down to, you know, do it however often, but you and Dallas, especially Dallas, is, you know, if you even want to go with Dallas, he might, you know, whatever, but he's a slippery one to get a hold of nowadays. Right. You know what I mean?
Dallas, if you're watching this, answer the phone.
Yeah, come on, Dallas. Let's go freaking camping. But yeah, I think that's a really good idea, and I am totes down. How are we looking on time for you?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about we were talking about this a little bit in messaging, but you want to talk about a little bit about building the house? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So what made you okay, so backstory. My plan, if you watch the podcast, is to either build my own house or more likely get a prefab house, which the one I'm looking at right now is the boxable Carista or Casita, which is $50,000, and look into it if you're curious. But and that's kind of the backstory. And you messaged me like, you know, whatever, a couple of days ago, asking if I'm still looking into that. So what kind of brought that upon you?
Well, you know, I was watching a video on YouTube of somebody who just made a house for like a prank. Like they filled up, I don't know if you've ever heard of President Shay, but he's a YouTuber. Anyway, they built a house, this little tiny house. And that's what made me think of it. And then I asked somebody at a job site I was at, I'm like, do you think that this would be a lot cheaper to just build instead of like buying this? And he was like, oh yeah. And he gave me this number, which I'm not going to say the number because if somebody is in construction on here and I say the number, I don't want them to roast me because you might be like, oh, you can't do it for that.
Yeah,
yeah. So I think we can, and like after seeing how they build things, I think we could build it. Like we could do a lot of stuff.
100%, man. That's the thing. And I appreciate the way you're looking at it because I told one of my older friends, I'm thinking about building my own house. And he basically did the equivalent of laughing in my face about it. So I'm like, it really isn't that big of a deal if you think about it.
Like,
put a foundation, you put some frames, you put some the plywood walls, you fill it with insulation, electricity, plummet, whatever. You put the drywalls in, and then after that is basically the extra, you know, you put in the shelves and whatever. But it's like that's about it, dude. That's it. And then you have a house. Literally.
And like we could do everything ourselves except I don't know about plumbing. We might need help with plumbing.
Yeah, Josiah's an electrician now. So that is so huge, legitimate.
And that's the thing that would cost the most to have someone do.
Yeah.
And like that's why like it's good, and I could just do it like, and it's literally just like doing a room.
Right.
You don't want like a big house. You just want like a small place to live.
Yeah, like the boxable I was looking at is like 400 square feet, and some people would think that's small. I have no concept. I think my room is probably like 95 square feet or something like that, maybe less. I don't know, but it's like 4 of my rooms. And what I think is super cool about the idea of building your own is you get to obviously build your own thing. Like, I want to put the bathroom here, and
Right.
I want to have this type of shower, or this type of kitchen. I like cooking. I'm going to make my kitchen a little bit bigger or something like that. I want to put a secret compartment here, like cool stuff. You get to like real life Minecraft it.
You could do like, oh, I actually kind of need a closet in this room.
Right.
Put it here.
I need a podcast studio. I want to build this out there. You know what I mean? Like, me and Josiah are big advocates of Minecraft, and this is literally, you couldn't be closer to real life Minecraft. Yeah. That the idea of that is super, super enticing me. Like that makes me want to. That just makes me so happy for the future. And just getting a little bit of land, depending on where you live. Some places might not have a lot of land for sale, but I think where we live, there is actually a decent amount of plots that you can get for cheap, build a house upon it, and then live there for the rest of the time. It's like, I'm fine with that, dude. That sounds like a freaking awesome life to me. And just get to do what you want, not have to worry about paying off, $500,000 house for the same thing, but I don't know, bigger. Like, and that's the thing too. If you build your house, you can, and you want eventually down the line, you want a bigger house, add on to that bit. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you have to do.
Exactly, like a Lego set.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Yeah, that sounds awesome to me. So that's not something you think you might do?
100%. That'd be that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, man.
Like, you just kind of, I'm sure it's going to be a little bit before it happens. So
yeah,
I'll be a lot more knowledgeable by then.
Yeah. Man, that would be so awesome.
I think it'd be the next 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just saying, but because that's the thing, if you're building it for the long haul, then you definitely don't want to spare too many expenses, like you want to make it big enough. I'm not like into the tiny houses where it's like 100 square feet, even though I would be able to live off of that for sure. I'm planning for the long haul type of thing. So yeah, that would be freaking awesome. I think that's super cool. You're thinking about that as well. I really do, because honestly, this whole like social norm, we've already kind of broken off from that. But it's like, you go to college, you get a degree, you go in debt, you get a job that you maybe like, and that's great. And oftentimes probably don't. You think you like, I'm going to be a brain surgeon, they get $1 million a year. That's what I did at a young age. I'm like, I want to be a surgeon. I think it's because I like gut fish and I was fine with it. I'm like, oh, I kind of like gutting things. I'm going to be a surgeon. Yeah. Well, look at $1 million a year. That's what I'm going to do just for the money, and that's what, and we were working at the hospital, and some of the people that we went to school with came up to us and were like, you remember, the people would almost immediately, they said what they made,
right?
They didn't say if they enjoyed it or what. They said, yeah, man, it's $29 an hour. Like, that's great, but do you enjoy it? Like,
right.
You're working 80% of your life to just have a little bit more money. It's like, I don't know. It's just, man, it's so messed up how it all leads me back to school. I hate school, man.
Yeah.
School just wasted. I mean, school brought a lot of good things to me, and I'm sure you, but it just wasted so much time, and it almost set me up for failure, honestly, because it didn't teach me anything about finances, anything about saving, budgeting. I always use this example. It's like I got called into jury duty and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that, and never responded. I didn't know that was illegal. You know what I mean? Like, how would I have known? Like, literally, how would I have known? No one ever taught me. And just things about how to have a healthy relationship with your wife or whoever, your partner, and how to raise a child. These are all things that you kind of just need to do to slowly gain experience with it. Like, that's the juice of life, you know, like not algebra and geometry and chemistry. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy.
What's that one called? Like trigonometry or something like that?
All those ometries, I'm out.
Yeah, as soon as I hear the word.
Literally. Man, that's the thing. It's like, I pray that in the future, if we ever choose to have kids, then that the school system by then has been reworked in some fashion, because
the good thing is I think we'll be able to help them out a little bit more.
Yeah,
like we'll we'll be like, okay, I wish I knew this. Well, we'll be able to help them like learn it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. And I hope they get some clarity on that. You know, like even if when someone graduates high school, if they, I don't know, if they would take a poll or a survey or just write a little note to how their school experience went, I feel like it would be glaringly obvious that even the good students, like Jax, he's a straight A student, my little brother Jax. He's a senior, he's a senior in high school, straight A student. On the outside, you'd think, oh wow, school works for him. But he has to work so freaking hard to do that. You know, it's not like it's easy for even the people that it appears easy for, you know what I mean? Like it's hard for even the nerds, you know? It's crazy.
Exactly, dude. You just got to work really hard at it. I wish I did. I worked harder at it, but
yeah, I'm happy with where I am, and I'm sure you are.
Exactly. I don't even know if it made a difference if I did or not.
Right. Dude, we almost had me, Josiah, and Dallas, the Meat Locker crew, almost went right out of high school into a house together, or apartment or whatever, and then went to a college. That's what we almost did, dude. We were so close to that.
Honestly, like the only reason I would have actually wished that happened is just for us to like have hung out the whole time.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Not for like everything else.
We would have been so much in debt. We probably, I mean, heck, living together, we probably maybe would have pissed each other off and not been friends, you know, like.
True.
We weren't mature enough at that level at 18, 19 to like live together and hold a job enough to pay off college and the rent.
Yeah, I was just working at the Home Depot at that time.
Yeah, same here. Man, Home Depot blows.
Don't work there.
Do not
have like goals and ambitions.
Gives you some perspective, that's for sure, though.
Yeah, it might motivate you to work hard.
Yeah, literally. I actually think it for sure did, dude, because, you know, especially seeing that girl that worked there for 40 years, you know, and being showered with praise by the Home Depot managers. Like, you want to be like this person. She's been here for 40 years. As a cashier, and I don't know if you guys know, in Home Depot, maybe not, maybe not where you guys live, but I think it was like this for you as well, but I did a 10-hour shift and got like 5 customers the whole time. I just had to literally, I just had to stand at the end of the aisle. I couldn't even stand by the cash register. I had to stand by the end of the aisle so people knew, there was a cashier there. Just stand there for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Time couldn't by any slower.
Literally, dude. Literally. Ugh. And yeah.
Gosh. I don't like thinking about it. It's like about that place.
Like PTSD, like thinking back to our days in Nam.
Yeah. Exactly. But
is there anything bubbling that you want to talk about, or?
I think like the main things are just talking about that house, the camping and goals for this year. I think that I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. Well, I sure appreciate you doing this, and hopefully you'll be here for the 2nd year anniversary, 3rd, 4th, 5th, until I finally start making money off of this.
Exactly.
And then
we can be here forever anyway.
Yeah, right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you want to find Josiah's Beamer Empire on Instagram, Josiah King Composing on Instagram and YouTube as well. And check him out. He does absolutely beautiful songs. And it's also on Spotify and Apple Music or
everything. Apple Music.
He's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. He is omnipresent.
That's right.
Omnipresent. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Peace.
Subscribe.